We are Steve and Jill. Together, we've been buying and reselling land since the 90s.
Our data-centric approach leaves our buyers asking, how can you sell it so cheap?
Here on the Land Academy Show,
We answer that and more. I'm Stephen Jack Butella.
and I'm Jill DeWitt, and this is the Land Academy Show.
Today we are talking about Land Academy's really unique position to get members' deals funded. It separates us from everybody else out there, in my opinion. And our advice a little bit later in the episode on how to not get sucked into some of the financial tricks out there that we're all subject to. You know, car loans come to mind, and we'll talk a little bit how that bleeds into or can bleed into our land businesses. Yeah,
That's true. Isn't that amazing? I mean, seriously. Remember, I was just thinking about that. I remember buying a car back in the day, only brand new, because it was 0.9% financing. And I'm like, well, gee, duh. I'm sure that was all baked in somewhere, probably in the sticker price. But I'm like, all I heard was 0.9% financing. How can I not buy this car? How can I not do that? And so, yeah, did it. But the good news is, I'm not going to tell you what kind of car it was.
Thank you.
Exactly.
Because I'm having a good day.
Exactly. Let's just say there were little kids involved. And so anyway, and I did drive that car all the way through the whole thing. And then for several years after it. So I did pay it off and then drive around a free vehicle for a while, which was nice. You know, not free, but paid for vehicle for a while. That was really good. That's always in my thing now. You know what? I can't do car payments. I would just like, I can't take it. You know, and that's a financial thing. Just come on, look at the payments. Nope, not doing it.
Well, we're going to cover all that.
Okay.
Here's a spoiler alert. There's a few components to all of this. Only one of which you have control over. And we'll talk about that later.
I can't wait to hear.
Each week on the show, we answer questions from our Land Academy member Discord forum. We review land acquisitions from our weekly member webinars, and we take a deep dive into 2 land-related topics by popular request.
And by the way, if you want some help, you want to learn more about us, you want to talk to somebody, easy. Reach out to my team via support@landacademy.com. All right, so here's a question. Paul wrote, new member in the corrupt state of Illinois. I love this. My wife and I are retired engineers. I can speak Excel fluently, so I'm definitely the data guy. I am also a member under another mentor, which I have learned a lot, but I realize he's only done a few deals. And Jack and Jill are crushing it real time. So I jumped in on this opportunity. Yay. One difference in training is the other program has us sending neutral letters saying, if you want to sell your land, please call. I got less than 10 responses from 1,500 letters. Jack and Jill have us send an offer in the initial letter, which seems much better to me, although I haven't mailed any yet. So what response rates are you all seeing?
Boy, I'll tell you what, we've been doing this for a while, 10 years next year.
As Land
And I can tell you, we're doing 35 years really.
Yeah.
But 10 years next year. Well, it's 30 years and 10 years, geez. And I can tell you guys are all set up for this. If you've got technical backgrounds, you're retired. So you've got time, you've got a bunch of experience behind you. And I think that you made the right choice based on your background to join Land Academy. So as far as, getting 10 responses from 1,500 letters, we talk about this all the time. Mailer yield's not something that Jill and I put a lot of faith in. Instead, and you guys will appreciate this because you're math driven or STEM driven, look at your return on investment. If you're going to send out 20,000 letters, it should cost you about 10 grand ish, maybe a little more, to buy a property that, let's say you're targeting buy 30 and sell for 60. Your return on investment on that is amazing. If you then regurgitate or reuse that money throughout the year and have, let's call it 6 cycles I think you'll end up having a lot more in that, but turning your cash every 2 months is very realistic if you're buying and selling property at the right prices and the right dirt. You know, the return on investment for that initial $10,000 is staggering. So $5,000 or $10,000. It's trust me, once you turn it a few times, you will forget about it. You won't calculate it. Neutral letters, I can't say enough bad stuff.
That's
by the way,
that's a main
Jill and
point
I
here.
own, Jill and I own a commercial printing company called Offers to Owners. If I was in it just to make a ton of money in printing, I would tell you send out all kinds of neutral letters. That doesn't work. This is not. What you're going to do is get a tremendous amount of work for yourself.
You know what's funny about that? I would think more people would have called.
Me too.
Than that. That's what's really interesting. It seems like when you do a neutral letter for a house, everybody calls you. That's what I've heard. They're like, great, everybody wants to sell to me at retail. Sure. They all call with the make me move number.
Whoever this new group is probably not instructing on where to send mail either.
They may not know. They haven't done that many deals.
They're not running the red, green, yellow test.
Yeah.
You know, so that has a lot to do with a massive amount to do with your response rate. You know, if you sent 1,500 letters to a small county in Alaska, 10 responses is about right.
You know what's interesting about this is not just that. I like what Paul said, that we're crushing it in real time. It's not just that we're investors first and we're still doing deals right here with you, but you know, like Jack just said, 30 years of experience and the number of deals that we've done. Oh boy, try to stump me. I want to be stumped. You know what? I'm going to give away something great when somebody finally stumps me someday.
Remember Stump the Chumps on Car Talk?
Yeah.
We encourage you to stump the
Stump
chumps.
the chumps.
We are stumpable. Trust me.
That's right.
It's possible.
That's right. We're going to play that game on Thursday. And I remember calling new episode here.
Oh my gosh.
New segment, Stump the Chumps. Oh no.
I'm writing this down.
Oh, no. I can't believe that we're old enough that we know that. Do they? I don't think that show, because the guy died. One guy died.
One of them did, yeah.
So that's sad.
Today's first topic, Land Academy's unique position to get members' deals funded. I think this really sets us apart from what's going on in internet land out there about buying and selling, land successfully in a land business. We have what I would describe as any almost limitless capital for real estate deals.
Dream it up.
That's coming from us, coming from all kinds of other people within our group. There are plenty of retired people in our group that their job in life is to get up in the morning and try to place equity in your land deals.
Yep.
So fire away from a mail standpoint. Come up with as many deals as you can that are good, and you're going to get them funded.
Exactly. I'm trying to think what's unique about this. I think that what's unique about our group is how smart we are.
Yeah.
We have, Paul, you're a perfect example. We have attracted and retained the right amount of brainy, affluent people in our group. The funders that are in here that are loaded are here because this group is smart. They're here because they know how you find deals. They're here because they know there's no secret county list or a dartboard. They're here because they know how to be strategic. They're here because you know how to run the red, yellow, green test and look at days on market and look at areas and make sure you're picking really, really solid areas to send mail, and you're coming up with amazing deals at unbelievable prices, and they have no trouble. I watch it all the time in Discord. No trouble funding people's deals. It's you guys. There's a lot of you in our group that I know there's like, this guy's been funding my deals for 2 years now. I'm good. We have a great arrangement. We came along, he found me, great. And you're one of a couple that they're probably funding deals for the last 2 years. So it's awesome. I think it's a secure place. It's a safe place You know, they know how educated you are.
I mean, here's what makes us unique. I'll like you said.
Yeah.
We've been doing this for 10 years.
Yeah.
Jill's got a corporate, lifelong, decades-long corporate sales experience.
Background.
I have public accounting experience.
Yeah.
And we attract people just by default that have that type of that type of experience just from years and years. And Paul and his wife are a great example. Mm-hmm. They have decades. They're retired in a STEM profession as engineers. And so they're really set up from a time and a money standpoint, I'm sure, and an experience standpoint. So Atlanta Academy is packed full of people like that. Mm-hmm. You know, we're not new at this, and neither are our members. Our members might be new at they're not new at life, but they might be new at buying and selling land, and that's what we want.
You know, it's funny. I watch a shift sometimes. It's very easy to come into Land Academy and be all excited and start getting all these deals and doing all this great stuff, right? And then you go, all right, now I've built up this bank balance. I'm gonna do my own deals and I'm gonna fund somebody else's deals so I can do that many more. I've got my stuff going on. I'm just the bank for this person over here. And then I watch people go, I don't even have to work that hard. I'll just be the bank. I'll sit back and be the bank for people and really take it in. And I know people that I know people in other groups that spend like $1,000. I'm not kidding, a month. You've heard about these. You guys know who these are. There are groups out there. You can spend $1,000 a month just to get exposed to people that have deals like ours.
Yeah.
And as a funder percentage.
Listen, we're not hard money lenders either. We are equity partners. And so hard money lending is a nice way of saying, you know, we're going to abuse you. It's abusive, the rates that they charge and how it's structured and upfront points and all kinds of stuff. We're not in the business of
guarantor.
We are not in the business of putting Land Academy members out of business. Mm-mm. We're in the business of keeping them in business so we can continue to do deals.
True.
Our answer to that is not debt financing in any way. It's equity financing. Mm-hmm. So we're partners. We're not a lender. And what other people do in the Land Academy group, that's their business.
Exactly.
But you as a member have a choice. Mm-hmm. And hopefully you're going to get 5 or 6 offers on every deal that you look at. And you're going to choose the best person that has your personality and you get along with, and the equity percentages seem favorable.
Yep.
This is a place to do this for life.
Totally.
The landscape of what goes on the internet from a buying and selling land perspective will dramatically be different at the end of 2024. I can guarantee that. Mm-hmm. And guess who will still be here doing this week after week? Mm-hmm. Us.
Totally. And I'm not against it. By the way, too, you don't have to be a member to get a deal funded. We really do mean it when I'm say no good deal should go to waste. I think that's what you saying that I totally stole from you.
It's really going to help.
So, yeah.
I'll tell you. Because now we know how you're educated.
Yeah, I do look at it differently, though. That's the first thing I do when people come to me and like, if I have a great deal, will you fund it? I'm like, okay, are you a member? No.
Let me give you an example.
How did you find it?
Let me give you an example.
If it's on the MLS, it's not going to probably work.
Paul, we're not picking on you, but it's a good question. That's the only reason.
Yeah.
You sent these net neutral letters out, 1,500 of them. Mm-hmm. You got 10 responses, and let's say you picked one out.
Right.
You didn't pick it out. You really negotiated the price with the person. So it's not that you set the price in the mailer like we do. You guys came up with a price somehow. Well, that's going to be Jill's first question. How'd you guys come up with the price? And let me see.
All right.
That scares me. That has a brother-in-law tinge to it. You know, we've all had been at a cocktail party and somebody, what do you do for a living? Oh, we buy and sell land. Oh, you know, my brother-in-law's got a piece of land up in fill in the blank. And then we just stop right there.
Yeah.
Because we didn't offer the first price. And so it really helps to go through the Land Academy education process. It's proven over and over and over again. Geez, I can't imagine how many millions of dollars have been and get made every month.
Oh, I know.
Because of how we do this.
It's amazing.
And neutral letters are not involved.
Right. You're right.
Let's take a look at one of our favorite land acquisitions from our weekly Thursday member webinar.
So Saluda County, South Carolina, would you do this deal? 0.25 acres. Is Brandon here today?
I don't think so.
Oh, he's probably traveling. I can't remember. He probably told us and I forgot. He's traveling. I don't know, Brandon. Okay. Let's see here. Seller wants $1,000. Thinks we could sell it for 4,000. Zoning residential access.
I love it already.
Yeah, I'm like utilities. Yes, has a parking lot, but I don't know if this would be an attribute. Corner lot. Not sure what you make of it. I gave the seller this offer thinking he would say no, but he said yes on the $1,000.
Tried to kill your own deal.
Yeah, that's good. How do I sell it? He didn't mention anything about the parking lot, so I imagine the church built it. Actually, kind of cool. Would this fall under adverse possession? There are no comps at all, and the house prices vary from 50 to
If this were me, I would stop right here and buy this property
yeah, for $1,000.
and put a sign on it for $5,000.
I guess that's a little church right there, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Huh.
These properties are really, really easy to value. These are residences, and these residences, to justify $1,000, need to be more than $10,000.
He said they're 50 to 120.
So I would just buy it and stop right here. I wouldn't even check on use.
I love you, Victor. Like,
Would you? Would you buy this?
I'll give you $1,000. And the guy's like, okay, yeah. Some Victor's like, oh shoot. I'll buy it for $1,000. Totally.
Just yes.
Yeah,
You say yes too?
I did for $1,000. I don't care. Come on.
I wouldn't even list this on the MLS. I would just put a sign on it.
And then wait and see what happens.
Yeah, maybe put a sign here.
Yeah. I'd say maybe, I don't know. He says really, but who knows? I don't know, 3, 4, 5,000. I like
Five.
Victor's 4,000.
I like 5.
There you go. So totally would do that deal. Okay. It is the end of the year. Do you need a stocking stuffer?
Oh no. I'm afraid of what's next.
You could either A, put a couple thousand units of mail
in your stocking?
in the stocking. I don't know. Like ready to go in this, like, hey baby.
Please don't do that.
No,
No.
I'm just joking. I don't know. Like, I'm just thinking, what's a good Land Academy member stocking stuffer? I guess it's gonna be, you know what's funny about that actually? Land Academy is not a bad gift. We have many members.
Yeah, we've had
seriously.
that. Yeah.
I could think of one right now who bought it for his wife and he used it for him and he just went nuts. He bought it for his wife so she could stay home with the kids. And then he ended up needing to do this for a business. And then it went to another level. So, you know.
But Jill, a motorcycle she's never been on either.
That's true. Yeah, as a matter of fact, I forgot about that. That was supposed to be mine. That's funny. Well, maybe this year you can buy me a snowmobile and I will get to use that. Okay. Although you already got me another good gift. We're really good. So anyway, check out Land Academy, get our free ebook. You know, just so you know it's there. You can reach out to my team. You can schedule a call, ask any questions you want. You could show up on our Thursday member call once, you know, one-time invite. Just send my team a note via support@landacademy.com.
Let's take another question posted by one of our members on the Land Academy Discord online community.
Joe wrote, as I read through our land mailer template, can someone explain this first contingency? It reads, this offer is contingent upon the following terms. 1, buyer's confirmation of the legal and physical aspects of the property ownership. Is this simply just getting a copy of the deed?
This was intended. There's probably 3 or 4 contingencies in there. It used to be a lot more, but I scaled it down. This is intended to allow you, the potential buyer, to kill the deal. Buyer's confirmation of legal and physical aspects. Well, you know what? I got into it. Great. You signed the offer and you sent it back at my price. I got into it. It doesn't have access and it's not the property that I expected. So based on contingency 1,
I can get out of it.
I am not going to do the deal. So it's not really meant to be a contingency to give you something to do during your due diligence period.
Right.
It's a way to say, the aspects of this property ownership do not meet with my approval. Why? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter why. I'm not going to explain it. That they don't meet with my approval.
Exactly.
Now you're out of the deal.
And that's it. Have I really had to play that card? No.
Never. Not in the how many times?
No.
Geez. Because getting in and out of these transactions, if you have a willing buyer and a seller, it's usually very easy. And that didn't happen by accident either. Mm-hmm. You know, buying and selling a piece of land is about the easiest real estate deal you could ever do.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Today's second topic is our advice on how not to get sucked into financial tricks. Let's deconstruct any type of financial transaction. You got a price, you got an interest rate, you've got a term. How many years is it? How many months is it? You're borrowing money because, hopefully you should only ever really borrow money because you believe that utilizing or using that capital is going to make you more.
Right.
So you got a 20-unit apartment building, you buy it for a couple $1,000,000, you figure out what your interest rate is, and you hopefully your debt service coverage or how much money you're going to make at the end of every month pretty seriously exceeds the amount of money that you're going to spend. Well, that's great, Jack. How does that, then what's a car loan? A car loan is not good because now you're borrowing money for something that's not going to actually make you any money. Mm-hmm. So debt is supposed to be used to make you rich, not poor. True. And that is not what happens in 2023-24. A car loan, and like I said right at the beginning of the episode, you only have certain control over a few of these things. The components are interest rate, term. You don't have any real control over those two things. And price. You have complete control over that $2 million apartment building and complete control over the deals that you buy in Land Academy, land deals. If the price doesn't work, geez, if you've ever been on a Thursday call with us, mm-hmm. how often do we say, the deal gets posted, it's buy for 40, sell for 60, and all of us say, at $20,000, I would buy this all day long. At 40, I would not do the deal.
Right.
So think about that versus a car loan. Now you're buying a property for half of probably what it's worth, maybe less, sometimes closer to 20%. Complete control over the price. Mm-hmm. What's your interest rate? Nothing. Well, wait, Jack, I don't have any money. Then call us and we'll partnership the deal with you instead. And so now there's no interest rate. You're just using our capital and we're going to sign off on the deal. That's for free. Number 3, the term. There isn't one. There's no term. We're not borrowing any money anymore. We're paying cash. This allows you all kinds of longevity and freedom to price the property on the sell side how you want. And the gun is no longer at your head for interest expense to turn the property faster, which ultimately leads to bad decision making because it's just too, you're under the interest. Oh, geez, the interest payments due again. Mm-hmm. None of this happened by example. So I don't want to sound like your father, but
you do.
All of these financial tricks, everything, mortgages are packed full of financial tricks, front-loaded points. And, did you ever wonder how all these mortgage brokers get paid? The bank pays them.
Oh, yeah.
How did the bank pay them? By charging you more. The last mortgage document Jill and I signed was a lot of years ago. Was an inch thick. I measured it. It was an inch. Did we read it? Not really.
Nobody does.
But I'll tell you what, it wasn't in our favor.
It's true. You know what this makes you think of? It makes you think of that article I was reading the other day. I was telling you about in Bigger Pockets about this guy. He has 3 assets. They're not selling. He's like, I think he said, I was late on payments. I caught him up in October, and then by November, this is all this year, they reported this all on my personal, what's it called?
Credit report?
Yep. They reported him on the credit report.
Jeez, we left that
Not
out.
kidding.
That's crazy.
Poor guy. He's like, doggone, I'm trying to get him to take this stuff off. It's bringing down my credit score, even though I caught up the payments. And I'm the personal guarantor. Is that the right?
Yeah, okay. That's right.
So he's like, what can I do?
It's personal guarantee.
And I'm like, poor guy. He's like this. It's bigger than just flipping these deals. It's messing with his credit score, and it's going to do long-term damage.
Yep.
Because of how these deals were structured.
You want to put yourself in any of these situations. You want to put yourself in the seat where you have choices. Mm-hmm. And a car dealership's not one of those places.
Right.
You have no real choice on the price. Well, great, they might get some money off.
Right.
You have no choice on the interest rate, and no choice on the process and all the fees that are involved in all of that. If you're buying a car out of the classified ads or Facebook Marketplace, you have all kinds of choices.
True.
Tons and tons of choices. When you're buying a piece of land, you have nothing but choices. This was all intended to be this way. When you're getting a mortgage on a house, you usually don't have very many choices. You might have some when you're buying a used house, like most of us do. You have choices about the price within reason, whatever the market will dictate, but not like we do with land. You know, are you going to go buy a house for 20% of its actual retail value? Probably not. If you do that, please call us, because we will bankroll you.
You know what? I think that's the whole point today. The whole point is you should not be borrowing money. I think the whole theme for 2024, if I have my way, is don't borrow money, get an equity partner. Then no one ever gets in trouble. And you know what? Our group is packed. I'm telling you right now, our group has more money than they know what to do with. I watch deals get snatched up. Why do you, I don't even know, I haven't even watched our websites in a while. We have House Tank and we have landtank.com where people can vote. You have to be members, of course.
Land funding.
You can go, so members can use House Tank and Land Tank to fund deals and other people can fund them. But landfunding.com is for anybody. You can just put a deal up there. And you know what? I'm here to tell you too. If you're like, nobody funds my deals, that's because you're not bringing up good deals.
That's it.
You present a great deal, you will have people scrambling.
Within minutes, it will be funded.
Scrambling to fund your deals. Heck, it happens on our Thursday calls. I know it's going on, like we need money for that, but definitely within our closed private member Discord group, there's so many deals there. No one is hurting to get their deals funded. You should never be thinking about this. You should not be worried about a bank. You should not be worried about making payments. That's
money should not
that's what I want to say. Make 2024 the deal that you never borrow money. And you know what? You're gonna go, but Jill, I'm giving away some of the profit when I sell it. Big flipping deal.
You're also taking all the risk out of it.
Exactly. You're not going to have any long-term damage. If anything, if there's any, however long it takes to sell it, that's you and your partner. You went in this in agreement with your eyes wide open kind of thing. And it's just you two working out your own arrangement. It's the best thing on the planet. And if anything, you're like, okay, so what? I used somebody else's money. I gave up, more of the profit for a year until I could save up enough that I don't have to do that anymore. Now I can buy and sell. I can fund all of my own deals, unless I have some crazy big one where I purposely want to bring in somebody else and split it with them. Like me, do I even occasionally split deals with somebody? Heck yeah. You know why? Because sometimes it's just massive. I don't want to put that much money down. And B, maybe they're even more of a pro in that area. It's some state that I'm like, I'm not that hip on it, but if you want to do it with me, I'm all in because I know you. And I'll do that. And we'll split it and it's going to be great. And then soon you're going to be the funder.
If you are a house rehabber and you're listening to this, please retain this. You need to successfully rehab a house. You need like 6 talents. You need to be great at all this, the financial piece of this. You need to be good with the hammer. You need to be an interior decorator. I'm none of these things, by the way. I'm not good with the hammer. I'm not an interior decorator. And I do actually know the finance part. To be successful at buying and selling land, you need one talent: finding great property. For the rest of your life, it'll keep food on their table. That's what this group is for. I'm not selling anything. That's just the truth. That's why we created it, to take all this other stuff out of your life so that you just find great deals. Exactly. You don't have to worry about the money. You don't have to, and maybe it takes you a year. Maybe it's all of 2024 is all you just said.
Nothing.
You know what? I'm going to learn this year. This is a learning year for me.
That's nothing.
It's nothing.
You could in 1 year have enough money that you could have with your go to surgeon school, make that much. I mean, no, I'm not. I know what I'm trying to say.
The stuff you say,
I'm trying to think of any other, there's plenty of other high paying careers out there, but a lot of them require years and degrees. Decades. Maybe to be 8 or 10 years to get that training and that experience and everything to make $500,000 a year. You could do it here in 1 year.
Let's take a look at another one of our land acquisitions from our weekly Thursday member webinar.
Lake County, Florida. All right. 10 acres, and 5 acres. We have 2. Purchase price, so 15 acres total for $250. Great Woods. Adjacent are $250,000 to $1.2 million homes. Evan already got an agent's opinion who said could be sold for 30 to 50,000
Jeez.
an acre. And right now we're buying at 16,000 an acre.
Here's Orlando. 5 acres. These are 5-acre estates. Across the street is an SFR that is valued at 525. Oh, 743.
Sold in 2020.
Is that right? Oh, that's
For 500,000.
too old here.
You know, like 2020 sold?
Uh-uh.
I'm cautious. You know what? I'm just more cautious right now. So I'm gonna look at the lower numbers. I look at the lower stuff, and if I'm still gonna be okay, then I'm golden. So which is the other
Can't
property?
we get values on this stuff? Frustrating as hell. Last 5 deals, we can't get values. 435
Which is
on 5 acres for a house.
what's the target property?
This is the target property.
Where's the other property? Where's the 10 acres? 500, not that one. Oh, got it. Okay. Man, can I play with that for a second? 89. I like that.
So this here, let's just do the math. If a new house commands $500,000 on 5 acres, 10% of the value is $50,000. Assuming you can split the other one up there, we're going to multiply that times 3. That's 150 grand for all 3.
Really? Oh, okay.
It's worth $150,000 tops.
For
Tops.
all of them
Yep.
to buy. Okay. What about what the agent said? Call a couple more agents?
Yeah. I mean, you want to buy property for 10%, especially now, 10% of what a finished house would go for at the end.
Yeah, because this is buying at 16,000 an acre at those prices at 250. But I have to agree with this one. Well, let me just your pricing is the safe way to do it, is the whole point.
These are infill lots, period.
Yeah.
You know, and let's all keep in mind, let's look at the market too here for a second.
Evan, did you mail for
Yeah.
$150,000? Did you mail for
82.
or 250? And he said, I want 250, because it sounds to me like he's giving you the retail number.
What's it sounds like to me too.
And I'm guessing your first instinct was correct.
These are sold properties in the same zip code, starting out at $88,000 for 7 acres sold. 5 acres for 116. So you're paying almost, you're probably paying about $90,000 per 5 acres, 80 actually.
Yeah, it's too much.
And here's active 5-acre property for 295. This tells me that he's what Jill just said, like dead on. This is retail. He's asking retail. Yeah. Hunter, post away. We're totally fine on time. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm curious what you sent out.
Jill, you have something inspirational to share.
Maybe that's it. I think that my inspiration is really about smart life decisions. How's that? You like that? Really
Jeez,
think about it.
I hope goes without saying.
No, people don't do that. I got a couple of kids right now that don't do that.
Just a couple?
Like 3. How many do you have? 3.
Are you kids making
Seriously.
good, smart life decisions?
No.
Oh my God, he's talking again. That's
No,
what they
our
would say.
our kids.
I know.
That's
how our kids would talk about us.
You know, so I was just gonna say, think about. I love what you put there. I could have used that one too, but that's okay.
Let's do it together.
All right. Well, let's
do our inspirations together.
All right, and then we'll roll mine into yours, because this is something we talked about.
There is more art to this.
All right.
Than science.
True.
And the way that I look at science and technology, or any STEM, really any STEM effort,
right,
is you kind of get the basics down. You understand the mechanics, like accounting. You understand the mechanics of accounting or whatever type of engineering you're in, or any of that stuff. And you practice it. You got put 2 years in, 2 or 3 years in. So now you understand the mechanics and maybe the politics of whatever's involved. Then you start to finesse it. You start to make it your own. Yeah, I like to do these waterfront deals, but not so much the desert deals. I like to do this level of deal, buy for 60, sell for 100, maybe buy for 80, sell for 150, and on and on and on. And it just becomes, there's an art part to it. And then after a lot of years, after decades, you can really actually say, I am extremely confident this deal is going to work. Land Academy really dramatically decreases the amount of time that it takes to go through these phases of being a good land investor, because you're surrounded by so many people that have already been there, Jill and I included. Mm-hmm. So you want to get to the art part first, the art part as fast as you can, but without sacrificing, without risk.
I look at it like there's the fact part, and then there's the finesse part is the art part. I kind of think about it. You need to know the basics. You need to know where to send mail. You have to put your head down. There's going to be times someone needs to go in a dark room and spend a lot of time on a spreadsheet, staring at data, pricing, and doing that part. So I look at it like that. That's kind of like the science part for me. Then the mail goes out, the science part's done. Now here comes the art part, which is answering the phone and creating a deal with that person on the other end of the phone or who sent in the mail.
And chances are you're not good at both.
Right.
That's what Land Academy's for. Mm-hmm. So you can find a business partner like we have, who's better at the other thing.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
I like late December. I guess this airs probably
on the 13th.
Mid-December. So I think you get to start over on January 1st. I think that's fantastic.
It is exciting. I do like the end of the year, and I like the beginning of the year, especially when I'm not on a diet.
Are you not on a diet right now?
Not right now.
That's great. That's why you're happy.
2023 was the year of the diet. You know what I'm talking about. So,
all the kids are out of the house. Yeah. Jill's happy. Exactly. Jill can work on herself now.
Thanks. Yep. Hey, join us next Wednesday for another interesting episode where you learn more about how to buy land cheap and sell it for more on the internet. A lot more.
We are Jack and Jill. Information
and inspiration
to buy undervalued property.
We hope you find our content valuable, and we appreciate your support. If you have not already, please check out our channel and hit the subscribe button.
And your comments and suggestions help us to create the content you're here for. Hitting the like button helps to support our channel's algorithm and gauge your interest for future shows.